Keffi has been bubbling with tension, and the whole place has been talking about the strong pushback that happened when armed attackers moved toward the community. People were not expecting trouble that day, but the way everything turned around shows how fast things can change. While you're following this story, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you won't miss any updates, because this one is unfolding like a real-time movie. From the moment the first warning spread around, residents stayed alert. You could feel a kind of quiet fear moving through the streets, but you could also feel courage rising at the same time. People were tired of running, tired of living in fear, tired of hearing about communities suffering. And before anyone even knew it, news started spreading that some armed men were trying to enter a part of the area. People immediately moved, and you could see that this time the community was not ready to allow any trouble to take over without a reaction. And please, as you're listening, take 1 second to like this video and subscribe so we can keep giving you clear updates. Now, one name that started going around everywhere was Harrison. His name was traveling from mouth to mouth, people saying he made a bold move. He stepped up. He refused to let fear take over. Some called it bravery, some called it courage, some said it was just a man doing what he felt was right in a dangerous moment. But whichever way you look at it, that name began to carry weight because it represented the spirit of people who refused to be silent when danger came near. And don't forget, please like this video and subscribe as you follow this story. The situation in Keffi at that moment was tense. People were moving quickly, mothers calling their children inside, shops closing small, bikes rushing past with people trying to alert others. Cars slowed down, not because of traffic, but because everyone was listening, paying attention, looking around, trying to understand what exactly was happening. When a community senses danger, even the air changes. There's a kind of stillness, like the whole environment is holding its breath. And while you're imagining that, just take 1 second to like and subscribe so you won't miss more like this. The attempt by the attackers didn't go the way they planned. When they approached, instead of meeting a quiet environment, they met resistance. Ordinary people, young and old, came together that moment. Some positioned themselves in strategic corners. Some were calling others. Some were guiding the vulnerable to safer places. You could see courage in real life, not in movies, not in stories, but in actual human actions. People said, enough is enough. And please, like this video and subscribe as we continue. As the tension rose, you could hear strong voices, people calling out directions, telling each other to stay low, stay cautious, stay aware. The community vigilantes were not joking. These are people who know the land, know the shortcuts, know the corners, and they were ready to defend their home with everything they had. The moment they stood their ground, the attackers began to realize that this was not an easy place to enter. And before I go deep into the next part of the gist, kindly like this video and subscribe. Some residents described seeing Harrison make a sharp move, stepping out when others were unsure. What he did gave other people courage. People said that moment changed the atmosphere because once one person stands strong, others feel they can also stand. That's how bravery spreads. One person lights the fire, and suddenly the whole group becomes stronger. The attackers met strong energy, and that unexpected resistance shook them. And please, tap the like button and subscribe so you can stay with this gist fully. The community pushed back with unity. When you see people protecting their homes together, you realize how powerful ordinary citizens can be. They didn't wait for panic to take over. They acted immediately. The sound of movement, the coordination, the way people backed each other, everything created a force that the attackers did not expect. It was bold, it was strong, and it was a clear message. This community refuses to be helpless. And while you're enjoying the story, remember to like this video and subscribe. Even after the attackers pulled back, the energy didn't drop. People stayed alert because nobody knew if they would come back. The vigilante groups moved around to make sure everything was calm. Residents peeped from windows, stood at corners, checked on neighbors. You could see the bond in the community, people looking out for one another, making sure everyone was all right. And don't forget to like and subscribe as we continue. Later, small details started spreading. Some said the attackers were not expecting such fast pushback. Some said the defenders used their knowledge of the area to confuse them. Some said it was the coordinated courage that sent the attackers running. And through all the accounts, the name Harrison kept popping up as someone who didn't hesitate. Whether it was guiding people, giving directions, or stepping into the heat of the moment, his action left an impression. And once again, like this video and subscribe so we can keep telling you stories clearly and professionally. As night came, the tension slowly reduced, but people still didn't relax fully. They stayed aware because when something like this happens, the mind stays alert for hours. Nobody wants to be caught off guard. Children were asking questions, elders were calming them, neighbors were checking on each other, making sure everyone was accounted for. And if you haven't yet, please like the video and subscribe. Even though fear was present, the unity was stronger. That's what made the story powerful. When a community stands together, even dangerous people think twice. That day, Keffi showed strength, calmness under pressure, quick response, and bold hearts. And in the middle of it, a man named Harrison became a symbol of courage in the heat of the moment. And please, before I move to the next part, make sure you like and subscribe. This whole event reminded people how important teamwork is in moments of danger. It reminded people that sometimes all a community needs is one moment of courage to change the entire outcome. People kept talking about it even the next morning, telling the story again and again. And while you stay with me, like and subscribe so you won't miss the continuation.